Hello and welcome to Mtoto News Insight. My name is Megan Tess. According to Kenya HIV Estimate Report 2018, the total number of people living with HIV in 2017 was 1.5 million, with at least 12% who are about 184,000 of youth between 15 to 24 years affected by the virus. How can we stop teen death due to HIV and AIDS? Constance Deleko has more.
Clarice Tina Aura is embarked on a journey to teach teenagers who are HIV positive to enhance adherence to ARV drugs to tame adolescent HIV mortality. Clarice has come up with an initiative of giving teenagers wristwatches to ensure that they take their medicine on time.
HIV just lives in me. It has found I'm the host of HIV virus, but it doesn't define who I am.
She encountered a problem with time schedule for medication when the clock left behind by her mother stopped working, which imposed a great challenge on her.
My parents died in 2002. My dad died in 2003. My mom died, I was 8 years old. In 2005, I was started on ARVs. I was not only an orphan, but also on ARVs medication.
Having experienced hardship with taking the medicine on time and the implication that came with forgetting to take the dose, she opted to start a charity work of issuing wristwatches to adolescents in Kisumu.
So for me, no other child should go through what I went through. And for that is the reason why I started buying wristwatches. I work in Nyahera, and these kids come, I relate with them every day. And when I look at them, I see me in them, because most of them stay with their grandparents.
Kisha set alarm, ikifika saa 2 inalia. Now obviously ikishafika saa 2, you know it is the time for you to take medicine.
That is the best initiative I've ever seen within the county. And as member of the county assembly, I have to say that now we also have to join in the same cause and think along the line, because I think it is high time the government now start looking very critically in this area.
However, counties with the highest HIV rate among the youth are Nairobi, Homa Bay, Siaya, Kisumu, Migori, Kakamega, and Nakuru.
Picture yourself surrounded by nothing but water on a yacht covering a distance of 6,189 kilometers from one country to another. Seems like a long shot, but Greta Thunberg is setting the pace as she travels from London to New York for the Climate Week Summit in September 2019. Anne Wambui with the story.
16-year-old Swedish girl is currently in transit across the Atlantic Ocean on a journey that started mid-August 2019 from London to attend the United Nations Climate Summit starting on September 23rd to 29th in New York City. On the 60-foot zero-carbon emission racecraft that left the docks of an undisclosed location in Plymouth, United Kingdom, is expected to arrive in the city just in time for the international conference after sailing in the winds.
I feel like people are taking this more urgently. People are starting to become more aware slowly, but still. And so that's why I'm doing it.
It is not an easy trip, but Thunberg, the crew, and others on board will be spending 2 weeks sailing regardless of seasickness, the toilet bucket, and frozen vegan food, all for a good cause.
I feel a bit seasick, and it's not going to be comfortable, but that I can live with.
August 21st, 2019 marked a year since the climate action activist started a mission to call upon parliamentarians of Sweden to take action on climate as well as international leaders. With support from her parents, she has now taken a year break from school to focus on the projects at hand, but will eventually resume once all is complete.
But that is not true. We are not fighting for our future. We are fighting for everyone's future. And if you think that we should be in school instead, then we suggest that you take our place in the streets, striking from your work. Or better yet, join us so we can speed up the process.
We make a change!
Since the Swedes' mission got media attention as a way to show solidarity, thousands of students have organized hundreds of climate strikes from over 100 cities worldwide. The learners march in the streets on Fridays that have now been dubbed Fridays for Future, with placards projecting different climate messages in a bid to push the conversation to get immediate action because the future of this and other generations is at stake. For Mtoto News, I am Anne Wambui.
First Lady Margaret Kenyatta, speaking during a visit at Ghetto Classics at St. John's Catholic Church in Korogocho, challenged Kenyans, including government agencies and non-state actors, to spearhead the execution of initiatives aimed at improving the well-being of the youth and children. The First Lady, accompanied by Sports Cabinet Secretary Ambassador Amina Mohamed, praised the Ghetto Classics Children and Youth Program.
Your Excellency, I'm delighted to have joined you today as you grace this Ghetto Classics program. I thank you on behalf of the fraternity of the creative arts in our country for your wonderful and amazing patronage. We are grateful for your support, and we also admire and celebrate your dynamic leadership in uplifting the children, youth, and women of our country.
I was impressed by the holistic nature of this center and the different activities that take place in this space. The music rooms, the auditorium, the primary school, the library, basketball and football pitches are all safe spaces for children to be children, to play, to learn, to spend time doing things children enjoy. Music is said to be key in creating a better start for children. Making music is also one of the most valued activities in many communities. Music education helps develop passion and creativity in our children. It's directly linked to improving the academic performance of our children.
To some sports news now. The East Africa Regional Body has announced that the winners of this year's Federation of East Africa Secondary School Sports Association Games will play in the first World Schools Games Championships to be hosted by China next year, October. According to the Federation, China has agreed to sponsor 80% of the games, which will attract students from different countries around the world. The Africa Games first edition, which was scheduled to be held in Nigeria during the month of October, this year hangs on the balance due to lack of sponsorship for the inter-school championships. And on this week's movie review, join us on an adventurous journey with Dora and the City of Gold. If you haven't watched this adventurous movie, then you're in for a thrill. Deep in the Peruvian jungle, Dora, daughters of Cole and Elena, spends her days going on adventures with her monkey friend Boots and her cousin Diego. When Dora and Diego are 7 and 8 years old, Diego lives to be with his family in Los Angeles, while Dora's family remains searching for the hidden city, Parapata. 10 years later, Dora's parents understand the location of Parapata, but choose to send Dora to Diego's school in LA while they travel to the lost city. Staying with Diego's family, Dora meets fellow students Sammy and Randy, but Diego considers her an embarrassment. On a class field trip to a museum, Dora and the others are lured to its off-exhibit archives, where they are captured by the machineries who fly them to Peru. When they land, a man named Alejandro, who claims to be a friend of Dora's parents, helps them escape. Alejandro reports that Dora's parents have gone missing and that the machineries are searching for them in hopes of getting into Parapata and stealing its treasures. Dora resolves to find her parents first with the help of Alejandro, while the other teens come along in hopes of being rescued. After numerous hazards, Dora reaches her parents, but Alejandro reveals he was working with the machineries all along and captures them. The teens and Dora succeed in rescuing her parents, and they arrive at Dora's jungle home. Her parents discuss going on another expedition as a whole family, but Dora decides to return to school in Los Angeles. She and the other teens celebrate at a party, while Alejandro and the machineries remain prisoners in Parapata. That brings us to the end of this week's bulletin. Join us next week for more. Remember to follow us on our social media handle at Mtoto News, and more is available on our website at www.mtotonews.com. I am Megan Tess.